About a week or two ago, I don't know, this all just feels like one long day to me at this point. The teaser trailer for the 5th Toy Story movie came out, and all I've seen online is people talking about how much they just don't want it. And I was like, where have I seen this before? So for this video, I wanted to talk about the other Toy Story movie that no one wanted, and how the outcome of that situation makes me see the 5th one in a light that I probably wouldn't have 10 years ago. History might not repeat itself, but it damn sure rhymed. Don't let nobody tell you no different.
That's true.
This is the Toy Story that nobody wanted. Wait, why am I doing it like this? This is a Lucy, I'm tripping. The Toy Story movies are some of the most popular, influential, and beloved animated movies of all time. Popular and beloved are kind of the same thing, but whatever. Full disclosure, I don't have the same nostalgia for these movies as most people. The first two were definitely around and on a lot when I was a kid, but it wasn't until seeing the hype and widespread appreciation for the third one as a preteen that I went back and fully watched them on my own. It does not mean that I don't know these movies. That just means that I saw them a little later than everybody else. I'm so sick of you niggas that comment the same shit over and over again. Oh, how could you not do this? How could you not do? You do realize that everybody does not live the same life. And remembering the hype for that third movie, how happy people were to see these characters again, makes the reaction that the announcement of the 4th movie got super hilarious, because it was literally the polar opposite. I think if you talk to most people, they tell you that Andy giving away his toys and moving on with his life is fundamentally a flawless ending to this series. And I don't think I disagree with that, especially not back then. I remember going into this 4th one with my arms folded, nigga. I thought this was the most annoyingly unnecessary thing they could have possibly made. And it was coming out after a sea of other Pixar sequels that didn't really inspire hope. Incredibles 2 is good though, fuck what y'all talking about. Toy Story 4, despite actually being in development as early as before Toy Story 3 was even released, was met with a very wide, get that bullshit out of my face. And yet somehow, when I left the theater, they shut me all the way the hell up. So let's talk about it. Woody goes to Bonnie's first day of school against literally everyone else's advice, but because of him, she creates a little toy out of some trash in the classroom, writes her name on the bottom of his foot, and calls him Forky. Good handwriting, kid. You're like 5, but you write better than every doctor. I still can't read my prescription. This nigga Forky sincerely believes that he's trash. Like me. I'm a fork, y'all. Turn up.
Wait, it's an actual fork?
As a kid that used to make toys out of pipe cleaners, I really like the concept of Bonnie creating life out of this spork and it just kind of becoming a guy. I think it's really annoying when people don't let these animated movies exist in their own world and try to poke holes in how they work. It's like the most miserable possible way to consume media. Nobody cared when Buzz would just randomly act like a toy in the first one, despite legitimately believing that he was a spaceman, because they grew up with the movie. But now, since they're 35 and mad that this one exists, suddenly they have every question in the world. It's so disingenuous.
We were sitting around the story room going, well, what if Bonnie played with a rock? Would that rock come to life? And the answer is, who knows? It could be because Bonnie writes her name on his feet. That could be the thing. I don't think we should explain it. That's a little too midichlorian for me.
I think Forky's last line in the movie is actually, I don't know.
Exactly. And that's the answer. I don't know.
Forky, very comedically, spends the first 1/4 of the movie trying to throw himself in the trash until Woody explains to him what it truly means to be a toy in a way that he can understand, and he finally gets it.
What is it with you and trash?
It's warm.
Ew.
It's cozy.
I guess.
And safe. Like somebody's whispering in your ear, everything's gonna be okay.
That's how Bonnie feels when she's with you.
She does?
Yes!
Whatever gets the job done, bro, you got it. Trying to protect Forky on a road trip, Woody runs into Bo Peep from the first 2 movies, who we learned was given away at the top of this movie, and Woody was given a chance to stay with her, but realized that his time with Andy wasn't over yet. Now we see she's a little competent, badass toy that rides around with her friends and protects other toys in communal areas like playgrounds and carnivals or whatever. Hey, Bo Peep got a little ass on her, man. I'll set Woody little ass on fire. Fuck Bonnie and Andy, nigga.
Respectfully, but
Who put that clip there? I did not mean that respectfully. I will burn the shit out of Woody. Today's video is actually brought to you by Manta Sleep. Turn up. Manta Sleep are the kings of sleep. I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Sleep masks, sleep journals, pillowcases, pillow spray. The only way you could go wrong is not copping from them. This time, they let my tired behind test out these earplugs and their white noise machine, which I've honestly been interested in for a while. Most earplugs aren't designed for sleep. They force you to choose between quiet and comfort. Well, feast your eyes on the ones that they sent me, truly undefeated. Manta Sleep earplugs are engineered for both peaceful quiet and true comfort. So you get the uninterrupted sleep that you need. You barely feel anything while they're in your ear and have multiple adaptable shapes that help it stay in place all night with the most effective noise reduction I've experienced in all my days. These are the last earplugs you'll ever need, no cap.
No cap.
And if you got noisy neighbors, city traffic, someone blowing your phone up all hours of the night, you cannot go wrong with the Manta White Noise Machine. It has a simple one-click start, no Bluetooth or nothing crazy like that. And it's specifically designed to create a sound shield that safely blocks noise. It'll help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed every morning. You could even get the booster speaker for it. We drowning out everything in 2026. Get any of this and so much more over at Manta Sleep, the go-to experts for when you're trying to take it down. Now, take it down means go to sleep. If you're not from the Northeast, by the way, this will never happen to you again.
Lord, we ask you.
Amen. Yep.
Visit the Manta Sleep website and use my discount code in the description for 10% off. That's mantasleep.com, using my code in the description to get 10% off. The opening is practically flawless, starting with a toy crisis just like all the other movies do, really re-establishing that connection between Bo Peep and Woody and why it's so heartbreaking for both of them to be apart for so long, and that phenomenal title sequence that's amazingly done all in one shot, leading to that reveal of Bonnie's name on the bottom of Woody's foot. Real good shit. It's the kind of stuff that you dream about making in film school until you realize that you have no talent. This movie definitely makes sure that it gives Buzz and Woody and Bo and even Jesse something to do, but as a result of the characters being apart for so long and the cast constantly growing, everyone is kind of just bunched together and localized. And you feel it extra because it's not just the original toys. They got all these other ones left over from the third movie, so now the squad is just like the size of a 4th grade class. And they add all these new ones like they do in every movie that kind of start to make the world feel a little bloated, but are also, admittedly, still a lot of fun. I think that it is admirable of them to use archival Don Rickles voice recordings because you don't want to replace him, especially since he was already signed on to star in this movie before he died. But I think not having new audio really hinders the presence of a character that normally wouldn't shut the fuck up otherwise. If it's that serious, you could have just had someone rip his mouth off and hide it for 90 minutes. At least that explained why he's so quiet.
Hey, watch it, buddy.
So I think the thought process is that they usually find a way to do something silly with Buzz as a character in each of these movies. In the first one, he thinks he's a spaceman. In the second, he meets an insufferable version of himself that thinks the same thing. So you get to see him interacting with the old characterization. In the third one, he's reset for a bit before switching to Spanish mode. But I think the difference is that none of those feel like they're like regressing his character, right? There's an argument that the third one doesn't really do much to push him forward and is only there for fun, which I'd kind of argue is honestly enough, but I don't know. The cool thing about 2 and 3 is seeing how Buzz went from an airhead to a pretty competent second-in-command toy. So seeing him not understand the concept of a conscience and pushing his buttons for ideas is a little too much on the dumb side for my taste for a character that hasn't really been dumb for like 25 years at this point.
Where is it?
Meteor shower. Look out.
Woody? Good work, inner voice.
This dumbass nigga needed a button to tell him to look up. But when he's not doing that stuff, Buzz is still very much competent and in character. He's the only one that keeps the Key and Peele stuffed animals on task, who, I must add, make a very funny little squad. I love these three together, bro. I was crying every time they were on screen.
To infinity and my foot. Boom. In a galaxy far, far away, you got kicked in the head. Boom.
Where did you two come from?
Well, we're not doing that.
Introducing Forky is a cool play on a timeless trope that a lot of things do. It's like how in some shows, there's a new person introduced to the environment at the same time as the audience, so we get to experience the world through their eyes. They're confused at the things that we're confused about. They ask the questions that we want to ask. There's already 3 Toy Story movies, so it's not exactly about explaining stuff about the world that we didn't know before. But through having to explain his existence to Forky, we get a grander understanding of how Woody contextualizes everything that he's gone through, what he's gotten over and what he's still hanging on to.
Like it or not, you are a toy.
You are a toy!
Maybe you don't like being one, but you are one nonetheless, which means you are going to be there for Andy when he
Who's Andy?
I really like this scene of the two of them talking on the highway. It's real introspective. Tom Hanks acting his ass off. Go ahead, Castaway.
Well, then you watch them grow up and become a full person, and then they leave. They go off and do things you'll never see.
I think Woody's dilemma in this movie really does go beyond just not getting over Andy. I think that's a real generalized way to look at it. It's more about his job being done right, living so many years with one clear purpose that filled his cup more than it ever filled any of his friends. Woody not only loved Andy and loved being there for him, but he gave him something to do, someone to protect. And it's been so long that now that he's gone and Woody still has to exist, he's really grappling with the concept of what the rest of his life is even supposed to be.
Nobody wants this.
I do.
Why?
Because
Why? Why?
Because it's all I have left to do.
I think for Woody, and by extension the audience, there was some kind of understanding, or at least hope, that life with Bonnie would just be Andy Part 2. Maybe not exactly, but I don't know. Andy driving off kind of signified that no matter how far the two were from each other, they both would be okay. But Bonnie slowly stops playing with him. She takes off his badge and makes Jesse the sheriff. It's a stark contrast to his I'm the favorite toy days. And I think that's why he goes so hard to make sure that he gets Forky to Bonnie safely. While Bonnie would definitely be fucked up if she never saw Forky again, it becomes clear over the course of the movie that this is deeper than that to him. He's disguising it as loyalty. But it stopped being about Bonnie a long time ago, and everybody's clocked it but him. Ew, did I just say clocked it? Who am I?
It's called loyalty. Something a lost toy wouldn't understand.
I'm not the one who's lost. Let's get out of here.
And I think that's why I really like the end of this thing, where Woody ultimately decides to stay with Bo Peep and her friends to help other lost toys get new kids. It's clear how important that connection is to him, and that if he can't have it, he can at least make sure that any toy that hasn't experienced that will get the chance to. He helps Gabby with it, and that clearly makes him feel great. Really smart of them to show us this connection. And now, he'll do it again for so many others. Oh, who's Gabby? You ain't talked about no Gabby before. Why are you watching this video if you ain't seen the movie?
Working on this scene was really emotional for all the crew. Really, every part that they played as we'd watch this played back, watching these characters say goodbye to each other, these characters that have been in our lives for decades, and we've been working with these. They're almost like family. They're kind of in the fabric of Pixar going back to the beginning.
Absolutely.
So it really hit us hard that this was going to be a big final moment for them.
I think this is the only way you can go another step past Toy Story 3.
Does this mean Woody's a lost toy?
He's not lost. Not anymore.
Ultimately, my point is that I like Toy Story 4. I love Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 is smart, it's really funny, the heart in this thing is real, and not to mention, the animation is next level gorgeous. If you're too bitter to agree with that last point, I am just convinced that you just genuinely hate cartoons. I'm sure you can find another channel that reviews Grey's Anatomy or something. And the thing is, if you were to tell me that a week before it came out, I would have looked at you like you had 6 heads. I really didn't see it coming, but they found a way to expand on the themes and Woody's character journey in not just a really brilliant way, but also a really relatable way. Maybe even the most relatable with the older that I get. Somehow, a movie that I felt like I didn't want, that I didn't need at all, still spoke to me in a very real way because I let it in. And so many other people feel the exact same way. Don't let the mountains of multi-hour video essays tell you any different. The general consensus is that this is a very good movie, and that's because it is. So if they could close a chapter flawlessly and still find a way to reopen it in a compelling way almost 10 years later, I see no reason why we shouldn't trust them with doing it again. Despite me not wanting them to tempt fate again, I am ridiculously optimistic for Toy Story 5. Not sure how they got Woody back in that house since he definitely left them at the end of the 4th one, but it's fine. I don't know, he's probably visiting. You're not invalid at all if you're not optimistic, and I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments because everybody's favorite thing to do is to click on a video about someone else's opinion and comment their own before they even finish watching.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm not trying to brainwash niggas or anything. I could completely understand if the idea of a fourth movie is exhausting to you. But I at least invite you to let your guard down and not walk into this thing with your arms folded. This could be solely for the bread, or it could have something super interesting to say like the rest of these. We don't know yet. I guess my point is that we should see exactly what they have to offer before writing a movie off, before the tickets even go on pre-sale. Because it has been proven, movie after movie after movie, that this studio cares about these characters the exact same amount that we do, maybe even more. All 4 of these movies are connected thematically, elaborating on the concept of what it truly means to be solid, to be loyal to somebody that you care about, and how that affects you internally. If there's anybody that we should trust, it's them. And if that shit come out and I don't like it, at the very least, I gave it a very fair, very optimistic shot. And I didn't spend a full calendar year being mad that a cartoon movie for families came out like a fucking dork. We'll have some sex or something. Shit, y'all grown as hell. That was mean. I meant it though.
Toy Story 3 was the end of Woody's time with Andy. Woody's always said, I gotta be there for your kid. And this is how he goes past that. Now he'll be there for all kids. He and Bo and the new gang are going out there and they're doing something bigger than just being there for one.
To infinity and beyond.